Okay.
Raja Yoga.
Yes.
Why
What
do Raja
inspired
Yoga?
you to create a Raja Yoga program?
The Raja Yoga teacher training was inspired by the need that I kind of felt that existed, because so many yoga teachers are teaching asana and they're kind of not able to express the true intention behind yoga, which is really meditation. And it's not just any kind of meditation, it's a very specific kind of meditation. So the fact is that I'm a student myself, and I continually am learning and I'm continually absorbing new information. Over the last 5 or so years, I myself have been absorbing a real high amount of information with relation to meditation and Patanjali and the Yoga Sutras. And I was realizing that this is a whole world that is almost more important than the asana world. Because all of asana was just designed to give you the ability to practice what's called Raja Yoga. And Raja Yoga is the yoga of Patanjali, and it's the practices of meditation, different meditation vectors that allow you to experience identification with the Absolute. Well, that's what yoga really is for, and it's not to get your leg behind your head. It's not to do a handstand. Those are gymnastics kinds of things. And so for someone who's interested in learning the deepest technology of yoga meditation according to Patanjali and the approach that is more transformational than you can imagine, because this relates to how the mind operates, the subconscious mind, how that affects your present moment, and how you're able to determine what that will be by how you are aware of your consciousness and your thinking and how you direct it or don't direct it. It's a very, very deep science to the Patanjali meditation system. It's called Ashtanga Yoga. Most people even know the name Ashtanga Yoga, but they don't even know what they're saying a lot of times, because Ashtanga Yoga is about meditation, and it comes from the Yoga Sutras. So there is a huge amount of people practicing yoga, but they're really practicing asana with maybe a tiny bit of meditation. And if more people could appreciate that the meditation is probably as or more valuable than the asana, then I think people can transform even faster.
How long have you been practicing Raja Yoga, and what benefits have you gained from it?
Well, Raja Yoga is a meditation. I have been practicing the specific technology of Raja Yoga only for the last few years, and I have seen tremendous value, because what I have observed in my own self is the ability to affect subconscious patterns, the ability to actually transform unconscious patterns through the conscious application of yoga meditation. And like I said, it's a very specific technology. There's a lot of kinds of meditations out there, but Patanjali's system is directed and dedicated to transformation of the individual into the universal. That's what it's dedicated towards, and it has its methodology, and they're very specific. So for me personally, I have experienced that it is exactly what it is designed to do. It does, which is access subconscious and unconscious patterns, reprogram them, so that our future is aligned to our intention, instead of our future just being subject to what we might think of as random forces.
What can a Raja Yoga student expect from the training?
The Raja Yoga training will deliver to its students the ability to really be a master of meditation. There are all kinds of meditations, but any graduate of the Raja Yoga teacher training knows more about meditation according to yoga than almost anybody they're likely to meet, except for gurus who are 75 years old in the Himalayas. Because this is an extremely deep training dedicated only to Raja Yoga and only to meditation. The manuals that we use are written by possibly one of the greatest masters of yoga and masters of Sanskrit of all time. And the manual is the foundation of the training, and so throughout the training we are reading the manual and we are using it as our source and as our power. And so we have access to this manual, which is extremely special. And so by really taking our time and dedicating to meditation and to transformation, the student of Raja Yoga will be an expert. I can do a better answer than that.
Do you want to do it again, or do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay. What can the Raja's yoga student expect from the training?
Graduates of the Raja Yoga teacher training can expect to be experts in meditation. Really authorities actually in meditation and how to do it, and be experts in how to teach it. Be able to meditate on your own for as long as you'd like, and be able to use meditation to access the unconscious and subconscious zones of the mind, reprogram them, and really be able to transform your future into that which is in alignment with your intention. There is nothing more powerful than Patanjali's meditation and that technology, and so being an expert in that and really being able to move in the world and know that very few people would know more about meditation according to yoga than you do would be certainly something that you could expect.
Can you tell me more about the manual? No? Okay. And what can they expect, like, during the training, like, to do? What will they be doing?
So the Raja Yoga teacher training is an advanced teacher training, and it also has an element of conscious living to it. So it's Raja Yoga and conscious living. And so what we do is every morning we do a practice, a heavy, intense asana practice, because I'm interested in everyone developing in every dimension, not just your meditation, but in your physical practice too, and in your pranayama practice. So we do that in the morning, and we meditate in the morning as our personal meditation practice, roughly 45 minutes to an hour. And then in the middle part of the day, that's when we are getting into the content, and we're getting to the lectures, and we're learning, and we're absorbing, and I am reinforcing, and that's where all the real teaching comes. And then towards the end of the day, we are teaching practice and beginning to work on the expressing and the communicating of how to guide people deeper within themselves.
Okay. Moving on to martial arts?
Yeah.